Could Hugh Jackman's Wolverine team up with Thor in the MCU? Marvel fans got an adamantium-lined dose of fan service this weekend when Chris Hemsworth said in an interview with Screen Rant that he really wants Thor to fight Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in the MCU. Until recently, an X-Men MCU crossover would be less likely than Superman beating the Flash in a foot race, but with the Disney-Fox deal looking like an inevitability, even the MCU stars are wondering how Disney plans on working all of these Fox-owned Marvel characters into their world. When Hemsworth was asked this weekend which of the Fox Marvel characters he'd like Thor to share some screen time with, he said, "Wolverine, just because I love that character, you know what I mean? I just love Hugh Jackman. Unfortunately, he died in the last movie." Didn't he? Yes, Chris. He did. But when has something small like death kept a comic book character down? Never. Now 2017's Logan is a pretty definitive end to Hugh Jackman's 17-year run as Wolverine, but even Jackman wants to know what Wolverine in the MCU would look like. In a December interview, he said, "Every time I saw an Avengers movie, I could just see Wolverine in the middle of them, like punching them all in the head." He continued, "I think, unfortunately, the ship has sailed for me, but for someone else, I would like to see Wolverine in there." So it sounds like Jackman would love to see Wolverine slice up Avengers on the silver screen, but he's not willing to commit just yet. Hemsworth isn't giving up on his fellow Australian, though. In the Screen Rant interview, he said, "We can bring Wolverine back to life. Now that you've informed me that it's a possibility, I'm going to get on the phone and try to coax him over or convince him and see if he has one more in him. And Chris, if you're looking for a way to grease the wheel, just tell him that you love The Greatest Showman, and he'll put on a yellow and black Wolverine suit faster than you can say P.T. Barnum."
Showtime.
So let's say that Chris Hem's dreams come true and he gets to fight fellow Aussie movie star Hugh Jackman in his iconic role. How would the MCU get Thor and Wolvie in the same fight, you ask? 2 words: Secret Wars. Now, we've brought this theory up before, but it sounds like it could become more of a reality. In the recent Secret Wars event, several of the alternate timelines and universes that existed outside of the Prime, aka 616 universe, were brought over to make a single universe. It was basically a nifty way for Marvel to cherry pick the heroes and villains from the various alternate universes like the Ultimate, 2099, and the Old Man Logan world. And now that Disney holds all the cards for both the Avengers and the X-Men, they could follow the Secret Wars model and create an MCU event where the superhero teams get scrambled together and have to save the universe. In fact, if Hugh Jackman does come back to play Wolvie once again, an Avengers vs. X-Men remixed with the Secret Wars might be his best and last shot at doing so. It would be fairly easy to bring back a dead character amidst the mashup of alternate universes, and let's face it, the X-Men timeline is already wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, so Secret Wars could be a perfect entry point. And even though Huey Jax has said no to strapping on the claws again, we're betting that a phone call and a hangout sesh with Charm Master Thor could get him to reconsider. And if he isn't nominated for an Oscar for Logan, well, let's just say that Jackman might be even more willing to get another injection of adamantium. But what do you think? Could a Thor versus Wolverine fight happen in the MCU? Bigger question, who would win that fight? Ooh, and what other Avengers versus X-Men showdowns would you want to see? Let's discuss. Now be sure to like and subscribe, and hey, do you wish Nerdist had one of those roundtable shows where 4 intelligent people debate the finer points of pop culture in a humorous and insightful setting? Well, so do we. But until we get that show going, why don't you just watch Nerdist News Talks Back? It's our daily show where we break down the latest in entertainment. You can catch it every day, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific.